Play me my theme music!
What's up, Buffs Nation, and welcome into Buffs News Weekly Live. I'm your host, Russ, and welcome to this Thursday afternoon show. Appreciate you for joining me either live right now or if you watch this later on. Thank you so very much. Of course, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Helps out a ton. But we're going to get started today. We've got a lot to talk about. We have got the Carson Crawford commit, another commit for the 2026 class. Need to talk about some of the, I guess, storylines, or maybe it is the false rhetoric going on within the CU Buffs fandom that this recruiting class is absolutely terrible, that Colorado is not recruiting very well. Right now, Colorado has the largest recruiting class that they've ever had at this point in the year. So for those of you who say we can't recruit, it's a little bit confusing when we have such a large 2026 class already. Yes, they are 3 stars and 4 stars, but my question for a lot of people would be, when have our 5 stars committed in the past? Our 5 stars have committed in closer to signing day. And actually, this is a good point, Cam, because another commit has just come through, guys. Another commit has just come through in the last 30 minutes that I didn't even realize. I'm just getting ready and set up for this live show and didn't even realize that another commit has committed to Colorado. So we're going to have to cover 2 guys. But breaking news, safety, DeMonte Timms, 3-star safety, has officially committed to Colorado. That's 2 commits today, guys. 2 commits to Colorado today alone, okay? 2 commits to Colorado today alone, DeMonte Timms and Carson Crawford. So we will have to cover both of these players while we were on the show. So absolutely perfect day. And D-Nice coming in. It's been a while since I've seen you, D-Nice. Been shouting you out. Appreciate you joining the membership of the channel. You always will get a shout out for being a member of this channel, and I appreciate your support of this channel. You've been awesome and amazing. So appreciate you dropping by today. Welcome in, Robert Mathis. Appreciate you. But yeah, we've got 2 commitments in one day, guys. Yes, both are 3 stars. But as I always say, stars are not officially what matters, guys. It never really is. Yes, are there 5 stars out there that are generational talents like a Jordan Seaton? Absolutely. But there are plenty of examples of 5 stars and 4 stars completely flaming out and becoming absolute nobodies. So for anybody out there that wants to say that the stars are what matter and only getting a bunch of 3 stars isn't going to get anything, there's plenty of points out there of teams getting lots of great 3 and 4 stars that eventually, compete for championships in their conferences, get to go to the playoffs, all of that. It starts somewhere. You got to be able to develop these players. And all I've heard for the last 2 years from several fans across the fandom, is that Colorado never recruits high school. We only do transfer portal. I'm told on a regular basis that'll never sustain. Coach Prime can't be successful if all he does is the transfer portal. And then yet those same people are upset and mad when we start getting a ton of recruits, but they're not up to the expectations that they think. You got to start somewhere. You got to develop somewhere. You've got to get a large enough class so that you can develop. And are every single player from this class going to hit hard and become unbelievable players for Colorado? No, they're not. That's just a fact. There will probably be some players that left. You look at the last class. I mean, you had Adrian Wilson, 4-star wide receiver, come in, and then he left. It's just the way it happens sometimes. It's the way it falls sometimes. It's a good point on the 5-star CU's got. All the 5 stars have come late. Yeah, CU's not getting a 5-star early. And most 5 stars are smart to wait to commit, if I'm being honest. But if they want to commit early, then hey, commit early. That's fine. That makes sense. But the fact is that when it comes to this, don't worry about it. Yeah, the Crash Out crew on X are very quiet right now. I'd like to know in the chat, hey, where are the Coach Hart haters? We just got 2 linebackers in the top 100. And after the game, just FYI, we're ranked 94th. That does not include today. They have not updated for today. We have 2 more recruits. So that is definitely going to jump up. That 94th came after our last commitment at the beginning of the week. But having 2 commitments today, that is not happening. Okay? That is not happening. Shirley, appreciate you dropping by. Thank you so much for joining us today. They have their senior season to increase their star rating. Could be 4 stars before next year. Sure, 1 or 2 could. We also know that Colorado players usually don't get their stars bumped that much. Obviously, Quentin Gibson at least bumped himself to a 4-star in some places, but, we all know what Quentin Gibson should have been when it came to where he's going on. Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen, proof that stars don't matter. Justin was a 3-star, Josh was a no-star, and both of the best in the NFL. Stars don't matter when it really comes down to it. Call out the hypocrisy. That's right. We are going to be calling it out. Prime was talking Wilson getting money, not in the portal. Josh Hart slander needs to stop. Ross Colton had an interesting post on Juju tweet that he deleted and changed. I'd love to see what that was. I don't think I saw it. I wasn't paying attention enough today. Stop worrying about the ranking. Yeah, the key too is our ranking is going to go up, guys. It has not updated because we have 2 new recruits today. 2 new recruits. And honestly, I absolutely love the Carson Crawford. Okay? I honestly love the Carson Crawford. But here's a little bit on our newest commit safety, DeMonte Timms, by the way. Here's what he had to say, native of Florida. So again, that Florida pipeline just continues. Being committed to Coach Prime is different. He's more than just a coach. He's somebody who's been where I'm trying to go. DeMonte Timms gets it. DeMonte Timms gets what it takes and what is the positive of being a part of the Colorado program. Okay, being a part of the Colorado program. Here's the thing. Coach Prime's illness drastically affected Colorado's ability to recruit. Yet we've gotten, 4 people to commit in the last month? We've had 4 players commit in the last month to Colorado? I mean, maybe with the 5 stars, but again, that doesn't matter till signing day. We've gotten 4 commits in the last month or so. So, there's that too. Ross Colton posted future teammates with no eye emoji, but deleted it and posted something different. Oh, okay. So we're talking about a commit, communicating with Julian Lewis. Is that it? Is that it? And by the way, that is the 8th commit to Colorado's class for the 2026. Not too shabby. For those of you that want to crash out and say Colorado doesn't recruit high schoolers, I don't know what to say. We can move the goalposts and say, oh, 3-star you, 3-star you, whatever. But that's not the case. That's not the point of it. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. We're getting commits. Ask any long-term, okay? Ask any long-term CU Buff fan. We weren't even getting 3-star commits, guys. I get it. You want to go and beat Bama and beat Georgia and beat Ohio State and win a national championship this year. But if anything, the Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter era, and that's what we're going to call it. The first 2 years of Prime were the Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter era. That was a jump start. Hey, can you be successful in Colorado? Can Coach Prime be successful in Colorado? What does that look like? Okay? And we saw what it looked like. We got a glimpse. What happens when success comes to Colorado? What does that look like on the national scale? What does that look like for the media attention that you get? What does that look like for the NFL prospects? Can you win a Heisman in Colorado? The answer is yes to all of the above. But now we're starting over. And I talked about this. We're beginning a retooling of the program. You could almost consider this year, Shador and Travis was year like -1 and -2. We're now at year 0. We're starting over. We're kind of retooling what we have, and we're going to jumpstart this program again in another direction to show what we can do. So are we going to get all of the top 4-star, 5-star athletes? No, we are not. I mean, look at Bama right now. Bama's absolutely cooking. I will give all the credit to Caleb DeBoer. I did not think he would be able to be successful at Alabama in the shadow of Nick Saban. The amount of 5 stars that they have in this recruiting class, and like skilled 5 stars that are very good players that fit very specific needs for them, is absolutely insane recruiting wise. Now the question is, can they go and perform on the field, and can those 5 stars turn into generational talents? I mean, we all know a Ryan Williams is going to be generational. We all know that he's going to be that crown jewel. He is that Seton. The rest of them, we'll have to see if they live up to that 5-star potential and 5-star name. We just will. That's the way it is. But you got to start somewhere. And Colorado is really starting to cook with their 2026 class. The 3 and 4 stars are starting to pour in, and that's okay. That's okay, guys, because they can end up developing. And this is what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted Coach Prime to develop players. Everybody wanted Coach Prime to have large recruiting classes and really go after the high school player instead of the transfers so we can develop. Guess what? They're doing that. And there are still people out there complaining about Colorado. They absolutely are still complaining about Colorado. If you recruit 4 and 5 stars, they matter. If you don't get 4 and 5 stars, it does not matter. Players just matter. That's the key. I don't care what their star is. They matter. Would I have absolutely loved to get a Sedarian Morgan? Yes. And here's the point. I don't think it's over with them. It's not that it doesn't matter. It's that right now it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the year, if Colorado has a successful season and wins 9 or 10 games, those 5 stars will be on flip watch to Colorado. They absolutely will be on flip watch to Colorado. We had a guy transfer to Colgate when Prime landed in Boulder. We literally had D2 guys playing on the squad. Absolutely. You can recruit 4 and 5-star players that don't pan out or fail miserably. Give it time for Bama, Russ. I ain't sold on it yet. I get that, but he's cooking in the recruiting. That's all I say. Thanks, Saban. He's been on most of the 5-star picks. Utah barely gets high-ranking players, but the best defense. They beat everyone in the Pac-12. Utah was competing for national championships with like 23-star players in their recruiting classes, guys. There's something to that Utah has been able to do. Alabama is recruiting based on the brand of the program left by Saban. If DeBoer has another season like last year, and that could very well happen, you could see a lot of players transfer. That's the thing. I loved what I heard, by the way, at a Big 12 media day. I believe it was it Kenny Dillingham, or who was it from the Big 12? Maybe you guys can remind me. I meant to put it aside, and then all the recruiting happened and all that. But they talked about the fact that they are looking elsewhere rather than high school recruiting. They are looking internally. They are looking to keep their players that they have on their roster because it's just too hard to keep young players who have not played yet, because the deals that they can get elsewhere are just too big that it just becomes too difficult. So it's like, I'm only going to pay my absolute best players on my roster now. I'm not going to go out there and pay some high schooler $5 million who has no proven track record whatsoever. Like, that's what we're running into, guys, right now. And that's the hard part, is when you do not have, $50 million to throw on a roster every single year, and there's only literally like a handful of teams that do that. So to the people who are going to come at me with the whole, Colorado doesn't have any money, they can't compete, blah, blah, blah. There's literally like 4 or 5 teams in the entire country that are throwing around the type of money that gets you the large classes, freshman-wise, that you can afford to do that for guys who aren't even going to play year one. Yeah, I'll go to Bama if I'm not playing year one and I can make $5 million for the first year, or a couple $1 million for the first year to sit on the bench. That's not what's happening. We'll pay people to come and start and to be the crown jewel of our recruiting class. Your Jordan Seton, your Julian Lewis. I mean, that's happening. But, that's just where we're at. If Alabama has a bad season, CU has a great season, Morgan could flip easily. Absolutely. I absolutely think that could happen. Absolutely think that could happen. ASU coach. So it was Kenny Dillingham. See, I love Kenny Dillingham. The more and more I hear Kenny Dillingham talk, the more that I'm like, oh my gosh, that actually makes sense. Like, he is a smart dude. Seems like an absolute great coach. I have nothing bad to say against him. And he has very, very high respect for Coach Prime and what he's doing as well. But they get it. Coaches around the country are starting to get it and how this is going to work. High school is a losing game unless you have unlimited funds. We're not talking about just a good, NIL fund. We are talking about unlimited funds, in the words of Russell Wilson. I got Colorado going 8-4, losing to Tech, Iowa State, Arizona State, Kansas State. I could see that. I don't know about Iowa State. See, I might be 9-3 with us losing to Tech, Arizona State, and Kansas State. I think we're close after the game. 10-2, D-Nice, I appreciate that. We need a ranked win this year. Here's what I don't get with the ranked wins. When we do beat a ranked team, it's because they're not good enough. And they're a bad team. They lose to us. They don't get ranked the rest of the year. What does that look like? But we beat teams that maybe eventually get ranked at some point. Doesn't matter either because they have to be ranked at the time of playing us. That's the hard part with saying we need a ranked win. Okay? What I think we need, instead of saying we need a ranked win, I think we need a win at an opportune moment. You know, we haven't really had one of those since TCU because that was the season opener, the first game of Prime, on the road, in Texas, in the sweltering heat. We had everything going against us, and we found a way to win. Last year, you could say the Kansas State game should have been that crown jewel win. It was a game that would have put us strongly in the driver's seat to be in the Big 12 championship. We had a lead. The game was at home. You know, there was a lot of things going for us. It wasn't at home, right? It was the Kansas State game. That was on the road or at home? Remind me, guys, again. But that could have been that crown jewel victory. We're missing those in key, important moments. We're missing those. So that's something we need to think about, something we need to see. Unlimited funds, yeah, Texas Tech. I'll give you other teams. Michigan, Ohio State, Bama, Georgia. I want to add maybe Texas A&M for a while there had unlimited funds. It seems like that's kind of dried up a little bit just because they're not bringing the success. Your Ole Miss. But that's it. The rest of the teams have constraints to their budgets. 9-3, Georgia Tech, BYU, Arizona. You have us losing to BYU, Keith, even without them having their quarterback? It was at home. Okay, I thought it was. I thought K-State. I started to say it, and I was like, wait, was it? I got it mixed up with the Kansas game. You know, Kansas State. I know that Kansas was on the road because we played at Arrowhead. We'll see how far unlimited funds will get you. The AD for Tech said they'd expect a good deal of one-year rentals and portal entries next season. That makes sense because anybody who comes in, makes a ton of money, and doesn't do anything is going to be on the chopping block, guys. Yeah. CU was so unlucky to not win that KSU game last year. They should have the ref call. CU lost all their starting wide receivers, still had a chance to win at the end. Yeah, we didn't have Travis Hunter down the stretch. If we have just Travis Hunter on defense, we win that game. We win that game, guys. As a fan, I'm looking at can our position coaches develop? And I think they can. I mean, our defensive line has already proven they can. Our secondary proves that they can develop. Our offensive line, we have to see. That's going to be it. Because you've got some really good talent on that line. Can you develop a Cardi Smith? Can you develop a Chauncey Good? What does that look like? BYU lost a lot of seniors. They'll also bring in a lot of guys that are 25 years old after the game. But the fact that they lost their quarterback and aren't going to get to replace him with a portal or a transfer or anything like that, that's why I don't necessarily believe in BYU being a team similar to they were last year. Losing to BYU with no quarterback would be devastating. Oregon, the Nike money. Yeah, I guess that is true. Alabama had 5-star commits with no coach before Saban took the job. They have a huge history in the South since Bear Bryant. What up, King John? Appreciate you dropping by. Hey, Russ, if we have a really good season this year, do you think we'll flip a couple of those to commit to? Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if we are in the Big 12 championship game, and here's say, really good season. So really good season, say 11-1. We win the Big 12. We win one round of the college football playoff. That would be a really good year, okay? Can we all admit that that would be a really good year, okay? And if we did that, 100%, there would be a number of players on flip watch for Colorado. I truly do think there would be a number of flips to Colorado if that were to happen. CU's defense gave up 260 rush yards that game. We was lost even with Travis Hunter. We literally lost on the last drive of the game. We literally lost. We were winning with a couple of minutes left, and we allowed that last touchdown drive by Kansas State, who had to pass the ball into the end zone. So if we have Travis Hunter on defense and he's able to stop the passing game better and defend the guy who gets the touchdown, how can you not say we don't have a chance to win that game? You act like we somehow got dominated and lost by multiple touchdowns. Not to mention then you have Travis on the final drive to try and take the lead back. Like what? Am I taking crazy pills again? I swear, every single time these comments, like I don't think you watch or listen to anything. Y'all know what's crazy is Joel Klatt picks K-State over CU to make the playoffs from the Big 12. I don't think that's that crazy. I don't. Because here's the thing, King John, and I'll say it right now. You can call me a non-CU fan if you want, but K-State has the more proven roster. Okay? Everything that we're talking about this season is based on assumptions of what we believe Colorado will be. But Kansas State is bringing back Avery Johnson. They have Dylan Edwards. They have a very strong offensive and defensive line. It's not that difficult to say that they are going to be one of the top teams in the Big 12 this year. That's not Joel Klatt like going out of there. Okay? It really isn't. Stack the 3 stars and build up. There you go. Bro didn't watch the game, only looking at the box score. If CU gets to the playoffs and lose, that would still make CU recruiting go nuts. Oh, absolutely can. I'm just saying a really good season would be us like winning a game and being in there with the final couple teams. Yeah, we couldn't stop the run, but we were still in the game. That's what's crazy. We were still in that game and had a chance to win, and we couldn't stop the run. That says a lot. This year is all about coaching and scheme. The talent is there. I mean, on paper, the talent is there. I absolutely would agree with that. Yeah, K-State was cooked that game, and our D-line is way better this year. Yeah. K-State, I mean, literally, K-State's running back, Giddens, won that game for them. He won that game for them. Pretty much single-handedly. I like that Seton called Larry Williams a beast while training with Trent Williams. Man, I'm not going to block anybody. You guys enjoy it too. I bet you Scenario Morgan and Juju are still talking. Oh, they'll be talking all season. And if Juju has a great year and Juju ends up playing, Scenario will be flipping too. K-State is that game Shiloh missed the 30 tackles in one game, yes, and had probably the worst ankle breaker I've ever seen in my life. This year is the year of coaching taking over, and we can talk about that. We'll get to Big 12 Media Day here in just a moment to talk about the coaching information that we learned and some of the other stuff. He literally brings something. He brings somebody. Proven rosters get you more points, yep. Omarion Miller was about to ham on K-State before he got injured, yep. So if K-State has the proven roster, that what's wrong with me saying they still would have won the game even with Travis in the game? Because that's this year and not last year? I don't get how this year, having the proven roster versus Colorado's roster this year had anything to do with last year when Colorado had a proven roster with Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter on it. What? Couldn't stop the run, but it still went down the last possession. Lol, we were in the lead. Russ, can we block? I'm tired of this. We'll see how the season goes. Coach Prime is still trying to convince Byron Leftwich, coach this season. He's trying to convince him to officially be on the roster. Officially be on the roster. Poor defense, and we were still in that game. Avery's not accurate with the ball. They rely on the run because he sucks. He's no different than King from Georgia Tech. We got to stop the run against Georgia Tech. That's absolutely right. Reach People video today showed how shifty that Taylor. I'm telling you guys, I said it when we got to Kaylon Taylor, that the running back room is just fine. Would I have loved to get the Cal running back and add to that? Yes. But DeKaylon Taylor is going to be a surprising player, I think. Going to be a surprising player. K-State has a very good O-line and scheme. That's why they are projected first. If Avery gets it right, he's a threat, especially with his feet. Yeah. They have some great, proven commodities. And then the ifs on their roster, if they happen to pan out, they're going to be an absolute powerhouse to watch. Last year's team had a close game versus the consensus #1 team. With the run defense shredded, no Travis. That goalpost just keeps moving. Yeah, BYU will probably be a hard game. Their D-line is just a bunch of grown men. I'm not sure about their tier safety and DBs, but that BYU is stout. Yeah, the problem is going to be their offense. Can their offense keep up with Colorado, and can the defense do enough? So I agree. BYU is still going to have a good defense. It's going to be a close game. It's not going to like it's going to be a blowout. But I was having BYU probably be one of our losses. Once they lost Retzlaff, I've changed my mind. CU needs to overpay for elite trench talent. That's what Louis would do to compete with the big dogs. Simeon Price looks like a sturdy running back too. Yeah, he looks like he's got some stuff going for him. Absolutely. Travis would have guarded Chase Brown and not Preston. Even with Avery being average, that run game and O-line is the best in the Big 12. This year? I don't know if Dylan Edwards can be a workhorse. I don't know if Dylan Edwards can be a workhorse. He's not shabby, but he's no Giddens. The real question will be, did K-State's offense improve? Exactly. They got out-coached in K-State, would not check out a man defense. That's true. I didn't love the play call at the end, especially leading and with knowing what you needed to do. I would have played off the line. I would have let them pass underneath. I would have really just, tried to defend that touchdown. Jarrett Crawford, I don't think they were the most skipped. Oh, I'm sorry. K-State ain't got a wide receiver core. It was just #1. I would agree on that, Jared. Sorry about that. But I gotcha. Only difference is BYU may be playing a quarterback who is more of a dual threat than Shedeur. K-State has another running back that was different, so I'm not referring to Dylan Edwards. I get that. Okay, let's talk about the Big 12 Media Day real quick, because we're going to have a little bit shorter of a stream today. But let's talk about what we learned from Coach Prime and the players at Big 12 Media Day. If you had a chance to watch all the interviews, everything that was said, probably the couple biggest takeaways in the meetings. The first one being the coaching staff. So it looks like Byron Leftwich not officially a part of the coaching staff, even though he was there in the spring for a little bit. It looks like Coach Prime is trying to get him and Mike Zimmer to officially join the staff. The fact that he called him out at Big 12 Media Day to me just says that something is in the works. So we'll have to see what happens with that if they join the staff. Both would be tremendous additions to this staff. And again, just to add to that NFL pedigree of what is going on. So, that is something really, really close to look at that we need to see if that pans out. The other interesting thing, and I would love to get your guys' ideas on this. Coach Prime was asked on what he would change in college football. And I agree with what he said 100%. I think we need to get to a point where there are contracts I do think that there needs to at some point be some kind of salary cap or some kind of budgetary constraints for all teams. For those of you that might say, well, the $20 million, house settlement, that's kind of a salary cap. It's not really. There's other ways to get NIL. There's other ways to pay players. There's other ways to do things. I definitely think there needs to be a little bit more oversight. There needs to be some kind of college football players association. There needs to be something besides the NCAA watching over the contracts and the rules and all of that stuff. I think, again, we need to get to the point where we're just semi-pro. We have professional contracts. We have professional oversight. We have all of those things that make that. It's just a smaller, lower level to the NFL that eventually feeds into it. That's what I think. And I would agree with Coach Prime in that. The tampering, the absolute crazy amount of money that gets thrown around from time to time, all of that are things that need to be kind of checked out and kind of figured out overall. So that's something that really needs to happen, I think, when it comes to what's going on. Okay. Let's see. Let me know about what Leftwich would do. I heard great things about his offensive mind. What do you think he would help most? I think he would be brought in as a quarterback coach. We don't have a quarterback coach on the roster. Pat Shurmur has got to handle the entire offense. He handles the play calling. We need somebody to just work one-on-one with Julian Lewis, Caden Salter, with the whole quarterback room, with working on developing the players, all of that. So that's what I think Leftwich would be. And then, the fact is that if for some reason Pat Shurmur does not work out this year, then Byron Leftwich is your incumbent OC if that were to happen. So you got that. So that's why I think he would be a really important get there, Jared, when it comes to this team. What Colorado accomplished with such a pathetic offensive scheme was ridiculous. This team is deep and talented this year. Absolutely would agree with that. That's called the screwed CU in that game. I think Byron can help quarterbacks with reading defenses pre-snap. A vast amount of information that he can give. It's a good day for me catching the show and awesome chat. Appreciate OFB. Welcome in. Appreciate you dropping by. There needs to be a pay docking system whereby if you miss tackles, give up touchdowns, drop passes, pay gets docked. You could do fines, but I don't think you go that far that if you just don't perform, you get your money taken away. Because what happens if you do perform? You just get an unlimited amount of money just keeps coming towards you. I think that's where contracts come in. Prime needs some young coaches in that building. We'll see. Rob Parker said Brady was falling off a cliff for 10 years. Byron would also help the offense be less dull, more creative. I think his input would be highly wanted. If there's not a money cap placed in college, pay for play, why would you need a next level such as the NFL? That's true too. Why would players ever go to the NFL? Stay as long as you can and make that money here. Because a lot of players can make more money in college football than they can as a rookie in the NFL, guys. You'll start seeing that more and more. Livingston is young. Yeah, Livingston is kind of that young, up-and-coming coach on the roster. There's a lot of unproven talent on this team, if you ask me. Well, yeah, there is. There is technically. But there also is some proven talent that just haven't played at this level as well. So that it depends on what you call that. Byron Leftwich wants to be a coach in the NFL. He does. But for now, he has a chance to be a coach here at CU because there's not any openings. That's stupid. Docking paper not being perfect all the time. CU students go hard if they don't get game passes. Well, it's hilarious to see them crash out online for not getting game passes. No shade. It's tough getting tickets to those games when Coach Prime's been coaching. I'm Noah Late. What's up, Russ? Appreciate coming in, Kai. Not much. We're talking about, we had 2 commitments, by the way. Carson Crawford and we also got a safety, DeMonte Timms, who also committed today. 2 commitments in one day for Colorado. Livingston and Mathis won't be at CU next year. I could see that. They both are going to be hot commodities when it comes to this upcoming year. Yeah, I saw a CU student comment who said that he misses what CU sucked. It was so easy to get tickets, guys. People have to camp out now for tickets. Is Coach Sapp okay? I keep seeing Coach Sapp get kicked out of the police station. He's good. What do you think about quarterbacks at Media Day? I think it's, honestly, I like it in a way. I think it's Coach Prime calling both of them out to say, hey, this is a true quarterback battle. and let the best man win. I'm not playing favorites. Nobody has a lock to start. You've got to perform, and you'll be the starter. For now, I don't know who the starter is, so both of you are coming to Big 12 Media Day. And he said as much as that. He said as much as that at the Big 12 Media Day when he was asked about it. You do know the Mathis has been with Prime since day one. Yeah, but Mathis also has an NFL pedigree, and I think he could become an NFL coach at some point. There's been several coaches that have been with Coach Prime since day one, and they got NFL jobs. Coach Prime's goal is to get his guys to the league, including his coaching staff, guys. Including his coaching staff. I mean, I could see that maybe. I don't know what the relationship is. I just hope Coach Prime don't ruin the momentum or confidence of Salter trying to play Juju. I think he'll make whatever the best decision for the team is going to be. I do. After the game, misses tackles and giving up touchdowns are part of the game. Even the best give up touchdowns or once in a while. That would be a dumb idea. Colorado will inflict shock and awe on teams in the Big 12 this season. That's right, guys. That's right. Okay, I wanted to come on here for just a little bit. I've got to run and be a little bit short. I'm going to look at recording some videos for you guys. We're going to look at Carson Crawford. We're going to look at DeMonte Timms, what they bring to Colorado. So be on the lookout for that on the channel, actually pre-recorded videos. I don't know if you noticed, a little bit of an upgrade to the overall production value. I've got a new camera, okay? I've got some new lighting going on. There's going to be even more stuff that's going to show up behind me. I think you guys are going to like it. This isn't the end of the studio. The studio is going to get some upgrades here in the next couple of weeks, so be on the lookout for that. But by the time the season starts, by the time that we start our first ever radio show call-in, the studio should be done by then. It's going to look 100% different in here. It's going to be a very, very different vibe. And all I can say is you guys made this happen. You guys made this happen by supporting this channel. And like I said, I'm going to put it into the actual channel and what goes on. So hopefully you guys appreciate the production value going up, the audio getting better, just everything else just being overall better now that, this is a more permanent thing, that it's, successful, so to speak. So I do appreciate it from you guys. On your way out, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. That helps a ton, guys, a ton. Another big shout out to D Nice. Being a member of the channel. I appreciate you so much. David Talks Buffs, always supporting the channel as well. Member, if you want, of course, $1.99 a month gets you to be a member, gets you regular shout outs. And like I said, we might even have a separate call-in line for you guys at some point if you guys want to call into the show. So if you truly want to speak to me when that happens, hey, becoming a member is not gonna hurt you. Might help a little bit. Just letting you know. Hey, Russ, the phone call still into works. Yep, August 18th. August 18th will be the first show. You can go look at it. You can get yourself a reminder on the YouTube channel, by the way. The video is live for it, so you can go in and actually tell yourself to remind you to join the video when it happens. But August 18th, that'll be a week before the first week of games. So we can talk about the season. We can talk previewing what you guys think the record's going to be, who you think are going to be the breakouts. Those are all things that we'll cover on the show. Appreciate you asking about it. It will be coming up soon, so you don't want to miss it. You want to be subscribed over on YouTube so that you know that when we go live, so you can be a part of the show and all of that. And it'll be 4 o'clock every Monday during the football season, okay? We might change up the schedule once the offseason hits, but the idea is every Monday at 4 o'clock during the football season. I'll see you guys then. Appreciate you guys so much for being a part of the show today, being a part of the chat. You guys have been unbelievable today. So appreciate you so much. For Buffs News Weekly Live, I am your host, Russ. Until next time, Sco Buffs.